So if you want to be rich, if you're an investor, you're a student, you are a business person, you're an entrepreneur and you want to be rich, you want money coming to you, you want money to chase after you, you want money to just fall into you, then this is a video you must not miss. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. This is Avriel here and today we're going to talk about 3 mindset changes that I applied to my own life that really changed my world. It changed everything and made me much richer. So if you want to be rich, if you're an investor, you're a student, you are a business person, you're an entrepreneur and you want to be rich, you want money coming to you, you want money to chase after you, you want money to just fall into you, then this is a video you must not miss. I'm going to share with you 3 mindset changes that I applied to my own life that really changed everything and money began to pour in. Now, first off, many of you must be wondering what is my background, because I'm very sure you have heard of many stories of the rich being rich, or people who are already up there, they are rich and they come from rich families. That is very common, and these people, they give the same kind of encouragement, they give the same kind of speech. They say that, you know, as long as you work hard, you're going to get it. As long as you work hard and you keep pushing on, money's going to come to you, you're going to get a good job. But what they don't realize is that they started off their whole business, and we know businesses who actually spend about $11,000 on advertising itself. So when they clinch a deal with different clients, they start to make it even bigger, right? They get even more finance. And then they say, you know, as long as you work hard, you'll get it. But they forgot that they worked hard, yes, that's true, but they had a lot of financial backing to begin with. What happens then to the people who don't have that financial backing? They keep listening and they keep pushing, trying to climb the mountain, but their climb is slow. And not only slow, sometimes or most of the time, nothing happens. If you're in this stage, I'm very sure you will understand what I'm trying to say. You keep pushing. It could be in studies, it could be in work, it could be, like I said, an investor, anything at all. You could be studying endlessly. Like when I was younger, I studied endlessly. I put in so much effort into my work, but people actually scored better than me. And there's a huge reason why. So that's what we're going to cover with you today. I personally came from a low income group, but that was the past. And what has happened since then, as many of you have known me for so many years, maybe my students or people whom I've been helping, we have done a lot of things. I've done so many things with so many people, different age groups, from as young as 11, 12, 13, all the way up to people who sit at a coffee shop to talk to me 40 plus years old. And what is cool to me is that every time we have a conversation, every time we come together to do something, there will be huge changes. Whether someone improves drastically in their results, or I know somebody recently who I spoke to, and just within 15 minutes of conversation in the coffee shop, this person managed to find a way. We discussed a way and he could actually get 5 times his income within the same amount of time he worked. And life is that amazing. That's why it's so interesting to me, because to many people, life is just life. Going up, working, and then next time going out for trips, and then coming back, and you know, all the way till they pass on. But to me, life is so interesting because it's more than that. It's what we can do within the same amount of time that can boost people drastically. Today, many of you know I've helped primary 6 students to earn about $200 an hour. Doing what? Simple stuff. As long as you have arms and legs, you can do it. And we have helped business people to increase their finance drastically. And it's not based on having a strong financial background. And I know that 100% because I came from a low income group, which means that my family started off with nothing. Okay, not nothing as in we were sleeping on the streets. I did not come from a point where I have $200, $300 to invest in advertisements every week or even every month. The most I've ever spent on advertisement, $5, $10 per month. So if you look at my background, you realize that I did not start with a lot of money. I didn't start with much in the first place. In fact, my first profit was 50 cents. I went to buy a deck of playing cards for $4.50. I sold it to people at $5. 50 cents profit. Okay, and it accumulated over time. And can you imagine, as a student, you make a 50-cent profit, and many days later you make maybe like $7, $10, because not everybody's buying from you every day, right? And what happened at the end of the month with $10 is that you decide to go to McDonald's and you want to buy a meal, just one meal, okay? And one meal costs maybe like $7.80. Some good meals cost $10 over. Your whole month of work into one meal. Okay, that is the kind of life that I had in the past. If you think that you are an investor, a student who want to progress in your studies or have financial returns or want to have a strong finance and you have no money at all, I totally understand your position. So today I'd like to share with you these 3 mindset changes that made me rich. And it's so important, you don't want to miss this out. You want to really build up on these mindset changes. What is important? Once we learn something, we immediately apply it, which means that right after the video, right after the course, whatever we do, right after the thing, immediately we will sit down and begin to work on it. Make sure that it becomes applied to our life. So I want you to listen to this video carefully, apply it to your life immediately, and the moment something comes up that counters whatever these good habits are, I want you to immediately knock it away, immediately ignore it, immediately just cast it away and ignore that. Trample it to the ground, because that is poor man's thinking. Poor man's and rich man's thinking. And it's a very important thing. It's covered in many books out there, and I realized after many years that it is so true. The poor man's thinking is a thinking that is always pulling them down, and that's why you see the poor people always constantly rotating as being poor people, right? They work very hard, they don't get good returns. They study very hard, they don't get good grade. It's always like that because of their mentality. It's a mentality that pulls them down. And even if they make it rich one day, maybe they strike Toto or 4D or some Lotto, whichever country you come from, okay, basically a lucky draw or so, and they get money, very quickly all the money is gone. And the reason is actually because of their mentality. What I want you to do today is to learn this rich man's mentality, this millionaire mentality. I love to call it the millionaire mentality because many millionaires and many successful people actually apply it on a constant basis. They have a rich man's mentality, and what they do is they keep looping in the rich man's mentality, so everything they do begins to grow. Okay, when they get $1,000, the $1,000 begins to grow. The same $1,000 can be given to the poor man's mentality, and then suddenly it's just gone. So there's a way, the mentality that they have, that I would like to share with you today, and these are the things that I want you to apply. With that, we shall go directly to point number one. Point number one is working hard. That is like the most obvious thing ever on earth. Today, I run 4 businesses, and why I'm sharing this with you is because the poor people always think that I want to be a boss one day, I want to control a company, and then I can sit back and relax. Now, if you observe what the millionaires are doing today, what the billionaires are doing, what are these entrepreneurs, what are these rich people doing today? Just, you can even pause this video now, go over to Instagram and see what they're doing today. None of them at that millionaire status, at that billionaire status, are sitting back doing nothing. Everybody is working constantly. So the reality is this: whatever grade you are in, however rich you are, you still need to keep working hard. And that is the reality. Sorry to burst your bubble if you think that if you reach at a high level, like maybe like me, run 4 businesses, everybody's doing their own things and therefore I'm sitting back and doing nothing. No, okay? The higher you go up, the more responsibilities you have, the more you have to actually look into the situation. I can't ask someone to do something and then just ignore them and let it be, okay? I have to go and check on every single thing that everyone does. This checking process has to be very stringent because we have to be critical on what are the standards that we want, okay? Of course, if you don't want to have standards, then yeah, but your business will actually die, okay? So if you don't want to have standards, you don't have to actually look into the situation, you'll be very free, but then your business will die and then you'll not have money. So it's a whole loop. The idea is this: none of them are sitting at the Caribbean, none of them are sitting at the beach side, none of them are relaxing and doing nothing. Everybody's grinding hard, everybody's working hard. So the first mindset that you have to change in yourself is the belief that when I reach to a high status, when I reach to a rich status, I can be sitting down there doing nothing, I can relax, I can finally just not study, I can finally just not work, I can finally just sit back and enjoy my life while people work for me. Fake, okay? That is fake, that is false, that is not true. Everybody's still working now. So that is the first thing you have to change. The first mindset change is work hard and keep working hard. And in fact, the entrepreneurs, the rich people, the millionaires, all of them, look at their backgrounds. They have been people who work very hard. We know people like Gary Vee, we know people like Kevin Harrington, we know people like Kane Minkus. All these people, they don't come from very high backgrounds. They all started from a small home, a small house, and then they worked themselves up. They were willing to help people to fix their air cons or their warming systems or even cut the grass. They were willing to do all these kind of jobs. They were willing to run back after school enthusiastically just to make videos constantly, just to sell wine, just to help their parents. And these are things that you guys probably didn't see, right? But now they're at this level and then you see, whoa, they're so good and everything. But that is where the grinding is. So the first thing is to know that you have to work hard. That's the first thing that you have to change. Now the second mindset that you need to change is on greed. Don't greed. Many people have this mentality: when I help someone, it is for a greedy reason. It's for because I want something back from the person. It's because I want to have a better interest in the person, maybe a hidden interest in the person, hidden agenda. That is bullshit, that is nonsense, that is disgusting, okay? If you have this kind of mindset in yourself, you have the mindset that if somebody helps someone, it is because of a bad reason, it's because of a hidden interest. Why you're thinking this is because in your heart, that is who you are. That is who you are inside. That's why you think like that. That's why you speak like that. Whatever you speak comes from your heart, comes from your mind. So it is very important to know that you should not have such a character. Don't greed over such things. Helping people shouldn't be over an agenda, over a hidden reason, you know, that is poor people's thinking. You know, I ever thought of this before. It could be because they have very little to begin with. So every time they want to help, they're like, you know, don't waste my time. I'm here to help, and you have to pay me. I want something from you. I want to get something from you. Otherwise, I get poorer. Many poor people may have that kind of mentality. The rich mindset doesn't do that. And even if you're not rich yet, you shouldn't do that. That's a very negative, bad thinking that will definitely chase people away from you. Definitely, after some time, people will know your true intentions and they will not want to work with you. They will not even want to give a cent to you. So don't have such kind of mentality. It's bad, poor people, terrible, disgusting mentality. Helping people should be human and heart. The human has a heart and therefore he has a heart to help others. It shouldn't be human and desire, hidden interest, hidden desire, and let me try to help someone that way. It should not be that way. Now when you help someone with heart, then the sincerity comes out and people will sense that sincerity. And when they sense that sincerity, they sense that passion, they are willing to work with you. And you know, when you are willing to work with someone, you enjoy working with someone, then what happens? There's a give and take. There's an exchange. Thank you so much for helping me. Let me bring you for a meal. Thank you so much for helping me. Let me get you something. Just last night, I was watching a video on Bill Gates. He was sharing on how he got 2 sets of free newspaper from someone who was actually selling newspapers, okay? And he told this person he didn't have money twice because he was flying there and he didn't have money and he had to move on to work. And this person just said, it's okay, you know, let me give it to you. Let me just take this newspaper. Now, long story short, many years later, Bill Gates, as we all know, really rich guy, and he went back to that person, he found that person, and he told the person, you know, what is it that you want, and I'll actually give it to you, or whatever you want, I'll actually make it happen. The story didn't really say what this person wanted. What we can pick up from there is that when you do good things to people, it may not come back today, it may not come back tomorrow, but many years later, it will come back. So be that nice person to help people without any evil intention, without any desire for anything back, without any thinking at all for wanting something back in return, okay? Help people with a heart of sincerity. If you don't want to help people with a heart of sincerity, then please don't go and help them at all. Step away from them. Don't even go near them. Don't even associate with them because you are disgusting. You're seriously disgusting in your mind. You're seriously disgusting in your attitude and habits. You will not find success. Just you can try doing that yourself, okay? Being that greedy person, being that person who wants everything to suck every cent from every person you help, or have an evil intention over them, and you'll see that your life will not be blessed. That is for sure. Now, the last mindset that you have to change is about gossiping. Do not gossip. Do not gossip. Do not spread bad news about people. Do not spread bad information or stories about them. It is such a terrible thing. I'm very sure whether you're a student or working out there or in an office, you know that people do spread gossips, okay? And it's terrible because you are spreading lies. In other words, you are somebody who's going around spreading lies. I'm sure you have played this game. They call it something like the whisper game, where you whisper a long sentence to the first person and then he passes it on to the second and third and fourth, and by the time maybe it reaches the 30th person or 40th person, the message always distorts. Even by the third or fourth person, the message distorts, okay? And that is the reality. Messages get distorted once it passes from one person to the next. So stop spreading gossip, because you are distorting messages, you are distorting information, and you're being dishonest about it. Don't gossip about other people. Don't say bad things about others, especially if you don't know anything about them. Worst of all is that you're spreading all these things with no evidence. Do you have anything from the lawyer that says these things happened and signed off by the lawyer? Do you have any form by the police that said these things happened, 100% did happen, it's not an alleged thing? For those of you who don't know what alleged means, it means that you are kind of like blaming the person and it is still under investigation, it's not confirmed. Is there something by the police that says that this is 100% what happened and it was signed off by a lawyer and a police? If you don't have that, then why are you spreading nonsense about other people? So you shouldn't be spreading nonsense about other people. You shouldn't be spreading what they call libel about other people. It's very important not to spread nonsense. If you are somebody who spreads nonsense, or if you know somebody who spreads nonsense, be very careful. Now, first of all, if you are the one who's spreading nonsense, please stop, okay? It's horrible, it's disgusting and terrible attitude. That's not a rich man's attitude, that's a poor person's attitude. If you know somebody who's spreading all these gossips, okay, my advice to you, and this is so important, don't associate with this person. Don't get close to this person. You know why? People who gossip about you or gossip things to you will definitely take your information, whatever you tell them, however small, maybe your past relationships, whatever you want to do with your house, your room, your hair, your clothes, whatever you want to do, they will definitely tell it to someone else. And you will be very sure that all your secrets, whether you trust them or not, they will tell it to someone else, because a leopard doesn't change its spots. And so this person who is a serial gossiper will take your information and gossip to other people, and then he'll take information from them and gossip to you. Now, more importantly is this: people who gossip are usually people who really love to see drama. You can be very sure they will spread lies here and there. You can be very sure that they will be telling stories about whatever you did or whatever someone did, or even try to create friction between you and someone else, or even you and your family. And the reason behind all that is because internally, subconsciously, they love to see something happen. They love to see you struggle. They love to see you in problems, and then they will come in and they say, hey, you know, you're in trouble, let me help you. And so, because they love to see that drama. Now, I'm talking about this not with relevance to anyone in particular, but I know very clearly that that is how people who gossip always think. And so you have to stay away from these people, otherwise all your hard work will go to waste. Now, we have people who spread a lot of gossips about us ever since day one. Now, I can't share all these things online due to privacy issues, but if you are interested in knowing one, you can go to my website hiddenstreetmagic.com, and you can actually go through the important news and go to the latest update. You can see how companies out there, even if they are huge companies, even if they are established companies, you can see how they try to spread lies, and all the stories about us, they can actually spread using like story A, B, C, D, E, different stories. They can merge them up into a huge story, and then they can use it to spread gossip about us to many different people. And from that, you can see it's disgusting and poor people's attitude. Now, what do the rich people do? What do huge companies like IBM, Apple, Samsung, what do they do? It's not that they don't argue with each other, but they don't involve themselves with such petty kind of gossip, petty kind of stories that they make about other people, or lies that they spread about other people, because they are having a healthy competition, not a disgusting gossip competition among each other. So these are the three things that you want to change in your life. And when you change them in your life, these mindset things that change in your life, you start to realize that money will begin to flow in. Okay, so the first thing is always remember you have to work hard. The higher you go, the more money you have to work harder. Okay, it doesn't get easier. The second thing you need to remember is don't greed. Okay, don't help people just because you want something back from them, just because you have another intention over them or whatsoever. It shouldn't be that way. Human and heart. Be that human with a heart to help other people with sincerity, without any secret intention. And the last one is don't gossip about other people. Don't spread untrue things about them. Don't tell stories about them. Okay, you don't like them, stay away from them. Good for you. That's good for you. Don't spread things about them. Don't tell stories about them. And if you know someone who is doing that, stay far away from them, because that person is definitely backstabbing you, attacking you from your back. So stay far away from these kind of people, and your life will be much happier. Now, when you change these three mindsets, people will begin to see a positive change in you. They will start to see that you are somebody who is honest, somebody whom they can rely on, they can trust, and from there they will begin to change their attitude towards you. And then strong bonds and trust are built up. People will begin to really want to work with you. Okay, and from there you start to see financially you will begin to go up, because when they know someone good in their lives, when they know that, example, you are somebody who is a carpenter, okay, and they know that this carpenter is honest, this carpenter is sincere, he's very hardworking, he does his best for me, they will definitely share the news of you being a carpenter with other people. Can you see how that works out? And then finance will begin to flood your life, and you will be blessed in abundance. I am utterly blessed. I'm blessed with the best family, with the best life partner, with everything that is the best. And why all these things happen? I would say first of all is the changing of these three mindsets. So guys, change these three mindsets and you start to see a huge difference in your life. Now, I'd like to share with you where you can learn a bit more about all these things. If you don't want to keep studying yet see no improvement in your results, if you want to be an investor and you want to get more money in, if you want to be a business person or an entrepreneur and you want to see finance flowing into you, we are actually teaching and helping many people on a day-to-day basis. Now, one of the ways you can get to us if you need help or advice, like we had a live recently and people were asking about university courses, whether it's important, whether JC or Poly is important, or what subject combinations they should go for. We share all these kind of things very openly. How you can reach us is by going to our website www.AStarVlogs.com, and you can drop us a message there. We will help you as much as we can. Even if we can't reply to your email, we will actually acknowledge your question and answer it maybe to everybody, right, through a video, because everybody's asking the same question. Okay, we will not reveal your name, so don't worry about that. To us, it's about helping people. Where can you learn more about business? Where can you learn more about these attitudes, the layers that you have to build up before you can really reach that level of success? We have written a book, we have done a lot of things, we are releasing them bit by bit, but one of the best places you can actually check out is our podcast. We are releasing podcasts on Spotify. We have already released the first one. The second one was supposed to come out this week, but there was some technical issue, so we didn't release it. But definitely this coming Monday, we are going to release another podcast. So follow our podcast, just type AStarVlogs on Spotify, or probably many other platforms. Actually, we have them on many platforms. Okay, go there and type AStarVlogs and you should be able to find us there. Follow us on all our platforms, whether it's Instagram, Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, because on all these platforms we always share, even in the YouTube community, we share different tips of how you can be successful. So if you do not follow us on any of these platforms, you will miss out on the best information. We are being very open and honest with everything that we share with you. So follow us and improve with us, because we believe as the community around us become richer, as the community around us become more financially stable, we will be able to bless each other and life will be amazing. Don't you think so? So guys, we will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay cool, stay awesome, and be your best always. Bye.